William Blake says, to see the world in a grain of sand and heaven in a wildflower, to hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. Can someone see the whole world in a grain of sand? Is it possible to hold infinity in the palm of your hand? Do you think it's possible to take the wisdom, vast wisdom that's available to us, and put it in simple to use, highly effective frameworks that not only change the way you relate to yourself and live your life, but also how you relate to the world and people around you? Hello, my name is Shakina Lakhani. I am your sovereign power mentor and soul strategist. My job in the world is to help you live your life purpose joyfully and vibrantly so you can share your your bliss, your superpower, your gems that are hidden in your soul with the world. So together we can make this world a thriving place. Since I can remember, my life has always been a study in human suffering and the remedy for it, as well as fate and destiny and how power works in our lives. So, when I was about 7 years old, I remember asking God with tears in my eyes, I said, do I have a say in what happens to me, or am I destined to suffer and die? See, at that young age, I was already so tired of all the pain and suffering, abuse and neglect that I had been experiencing that I wanted to know if I could change my experience of the world. Since then, I believe that my guides, angels, gods, and goddesses have been helping me to step by step to learn how to reconnect with the power that lives in me, how to come back home to myself, and how to be my own person, how to be a sovereign. And on this journey, I have read hundreds of books, taken countless courses, and I have the courses and certifications and whatnot. I have done it all. And as I was doing all those trainings and reading all those books, and I still do to this day take courses and read books, but as I was doing that, I started to ask myself how I can use what these books and seminars and trainings are saying, how I can use them in my life so I can make my life better. Along the way, I realized that I have a special talent of taking information from a lot of different resources, a lot of different sources that could be complex, and putting them in simple, highly effective, easy to use frameworks. And and not only that, but I can then teach those frameworks to other people so they can also connect with the power that lives inside of them and help and live their life purpose and help make this world a um, thriving place for all creation. So I am really excited to share these frameworks with you. So, and my hope and my dream is that you would use these frameworks to connect to the purpose of your soul, to your unique genius, to the gifts that you're born with, and use these gifts to help not only help make this world a better place for yourself and for your loved ones, but also for the whole world. I get really excited when I think about that. How about you? Would you be up for that? So let me share with you the basic framework that we are working off of. Okay. So when you look at this diagram on the screen, you would see that there are three circles in there. The innermost circle is called, it says soul equals sovereign power. Your soul is the hologram of the creator. So it contains all the gifts, all the power that the creator contains. That means your soul is sovereign. It contains all that you can ever need, want, and desire. Outside of this circle, the second circle says life purpose equals skillful power or Shakti. What is so when you are in contact with the power of your soul, your life purpose is able to unfold with ease and grace in your life as your life goes on, so that you can live through that power, skillful power. Which, what is skillful power? Skillful power is power that is used for creating a thriving world for yourself and for others. So in other words, power that is used to help each other, to help yourself, that is skillful power. So when you're connected with the sovereign power of your soul, you're able to live your life purpose in a way that helps make this world a better place for all the creation, because your power is skillful. You know how to use your power, in what way and where, so you can create the results that not only help you but your loved ones as well as the whole creation. All right, and then after that, the third circle, which is the outside circle, it says vocation profession equals power skills or siddhis. So what is that? That is, the power skills are skills that we like to collect so that we can be better than others, so we can make maybe more money, so that we feel like we are more accomplished. And these skills are very, very helpful. However, these skills also are, the power of these skills is also very seductive, because what happens is that once we start to gather these skills, a lot of times we feel like we have arrived, that we are this amazing person with all these skills, uh, whether it is highly skilled intuition, or whether it is highly skilled uh, music, or whatever it is that your skill set is. But when we have these skills, we start to feel that we have arrived and that we're living our life purpose. But nothing can be farther from truth, because although these power skills are really important, they are just a glimpse of the power that lives in you. Not only that, these power skills are often used in a competitive mode. And as a result, you are, what's happening is that you're on that hamster wheel, on in that rat race, where you're trying to be better than others, make more money, gather more things, and all of that. So that still keeps you in the rat race. Whereas when you're living your life purpose, when you're in the middle circle, you are not in the rat race, because your life purpose is unique to you. Your gifts, although may be similar to other people, but there is a uniqueness in your gifts based on a lot of different things: your genealogy, your past lives, your current situation, all of that. So that is why when you are skillfully using your power, you're not worried about who is better than you, who's worse than you. What you are focused on is how to live your unfolding life purpose in a way that is helpful to you, to your loved ones, as well as to the whole creation. So this is the basic framework that we are operating from. The way to connect with the power of your soul and to start to live your life purpose is to begin to clear all the haze that we have in ourselves from old patterns, from our wounds, and habits, and all of that. So the frameworks that I have created would help you do exactly the same. So starting with homecoming, homecoming is about coming home to yourself. So a few weeks ago, I had this dream as I was thinking about putting these frameworks out there. And I had this dream. I saw on a huge big wall, I saw a huge canvas, which was bright yellow like the sun. And this, on this canvas, as I was looking at this canvas and I looked closely, what I saw was that there were um, beautiful geometric designs on this canvas, which were difficult to see, but they were there if I looked closely. And as I was looking at this canvas, I heard these words: to see and to be seen, to see and to be seen. And I woke up from that dream. I was like, wow, that's a beautiful dream. What does it mean? And what I realized is that what it means is that your beautiful soul, which is like the sun, is all present, and within it are ingrained or embossed or uh, are the gifts that you as a soul, as an individual soul, have have learned over the years. over different lifetimes, through your genealogy, through different lifetimes, and all of that. So those are the gifts that are hidden in your soul. And the idea of this lifetime is to see those gifts and to be seen. Isn't that beautiful? So now, how can you totally and completely see yourself unless you release the haze of all the past hurt, trauma, old habits, all of that? Of course, it's really, really hard, right? You know, we try, but it is really hard. So in the homecoming framework, we work on that diligently. So you begin to see yourself deeply with compassion. So this is the promise. The promise of homecoming is this. It is about seeing yourself with compassion, attention, intention. So no part of you has compulsion to hide. As a result, you awaken to your innate power, magnetism, and magic, and joyfully live your life purpose, your brilliance, and your unique gift, which you share with yourself, with your loved ones, and with the world. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that what we all want? We want to be seen. We want to be known for who we are, but then also we are busy hiding, right? So the idea of homecoming is to actually begin to see ourselves intimately, and then allowing ourselves to be seen intimately. And you know, a lot of you might have experienced this already. I've heard it from a lot of different healers and coaches and people who are who are into improving themselves or personal empowerment. They say that there's this, a lot of times there's this desire that doesn't let me rest. You know what that is? That is your soul knocking on your metaphorical door and say, hey, listen to me. Because the fact of the matter is that while you are seeking your life purpose, while you're seeking to find out how to best live your unfolding life purpose, your life purpose, the powers, the gifts that live in your soul are also seeking you. And I mean, that gets me excited every time. Rumi says, what you seek is seeking you. And that gives me so much hope because I am not alone in this quest. While I'm yearning to meet my soul is yearning for me to meet her or him or it. You know, um, that is I think that's really really beautiful. So it's not a one-sided love affair. This love affair is two ways, your soul seeking you and you seeking your soul, and we are meant to meet so that we can live our life purpose in the world. The only thing that is keeping us from meeting and you know and being in that union like consistently and more often than not is the all the haze of all the drama, all the patterns, all the fears, all the shame, blame, guilt that we feel, all the grief that we are hoarding. Seems like we don't want to let go for guilt and grief a lot of times, right? So all of that is in the way of us consistently connecting to the powers, to the joy, to the gifts that live in our soul. And homecoming helps you to release that haze so you can consistently meet your soul and live your life purpose. So that is the joy, that is the gift of homecoming. The second step is being whole, which is about integration of your divine masculine and divine feminine. And you know that we have both of these archetypes in us, right? So as we work on healing or integrating the divine masculine and feminine, we're also going to work on our mother and father wounds, because those are the two primordial wounds that we have, two main core wounds that we have. The mother wound is about the wound of exile because we feel like we're exiled from mother's womb in some ways, right? And do you know of stories of women being exiled? A lot of them, right? One of the most famous stories that almost everybody knows is the story of Lilith, right? And so the wound of exile is about being too much. You're too much. Just go away. I don't want to deal with you, right? How many times, if you're a woman, how many times have you heard that? You're too much. You're too loud. You're too this or you're too that, right? Or you're too quiet, for that matter. So that is the mother wound that we are going to heal. Father wound is about the wound of abandonment, which leads to shame, right? And so that is what we're going to work on. And come to think of it, when you think about hero's journey, hero always goes out because he feels like he's not enough, that he has to gather things, that he has to prove himself, and then he comes home a lot of times to find the gifts that he was looking for at home. So that is the journey of finding out that you're actually enough, so that you can release that shame. The heroine's journey about the mother wound is going within and seeing yourself fully and completely as who you are. And as we do that, and through other processes, we are going to come to our wholeness. Step. The third step, once we have cleared all that, then it's almost like having clear skies. All of a sudden, all the clouds have gone away, the gray clouds have gone away, and the sun has come out, and the sky is bright, or maybe it's nighttime and there's stars and the moon in the sky, and now you have a better vision, right? So when you have a better vision, then you know the powers that live in your soul, and your unique gifts at the same time. And then what you do is you create a habit of being a sovereign, create new neural pathways of living your life in a way that helps you to look at each life situation, run it through your inner power grid, through your, by the way, the inner power grid that we have healed through working with homecoming and wholeness, running information through that power grid so we can make decisions and choices based on what our soul tells us is the best thing to do. And when we do that, the whole world becomes a more inviting place, a more joyful place, a more vibrant place. It becomes a thriving place, not only for us and our loved ones, but for the whole creation around. So that is the journey that we are going to take if you were to take these three courses. But to begin with, of course, we're going to start with homecoming. That's what we're focusing on right now, because that is the first step. Okay. So now that I have shared all this with you, I have a home play, homework, or an assignment, whatever you want to call it, for you. This is what I want you to do. Pick a day. Tomorrow would be better than next week, but pick a day. And on that day, keep a little journal paper, or you can jot notes on your phone, and notice yourself that day. Notice your thoughts. Notice your feelings. Notice your actions. Notice what you are, as soon as the thought or the feeling, what thought or feeling you push away, you brush off, like as soon as it shows up. Notice all of that and write it down. End of the day, look at all that and see if there is a pattern in there. Okay. See where you are, what parts of you are you brushing off or neglecting, and where you are paying attention to yourself. What is your inner conversation with yourself, and what actions you are taking, and if are those actions out of habit, or if those actions come from you discerning what's best, or it's a combination of those two. So write that down. Okay. And it will give you an insight uh, into how you live your daily life, and your inner conversation. Okay. So to give you an example, I did this exercise a very long time ago. Well, the one that I'm sharing with you. And this is what I learned. I learned that I had a habit for every thought or every thing that came up that could have a potential of joy or excitement or newness. my first response was always no. And I would have never guessed that I did that, because you know why? Because my mom does that still to this day, and her mother did that. So of course, I, being the most amazing person in the world, I thought, right? How could I have that pattern? But that was there. And when I learned that, this is what I did. Every time I habitually said no, I said, wait a second, let's look at it more clearly. And I started to train myself to, instead of saying no, to say, let's look at that, or wow, that's interesting. How about that? How would that work? So stuff like that. And it has changed my life. And to this day, sometimes I do hear that now, but I'm able to catch it. Okay, so that is your assignment. Please share what comes up for you through this email if you have received this webinar on the email, or if you found it on a Facebook feed or wherever you have found this webinar. Share your experiences, because I would love to hear what you found and how it has affected, or it has helped you understand, what it has helped you understand about yourself. And please do check out the link in the here as well, or if it's not here, then I'll send it to you, about the upcoming course, which is called Homecoming. It's going to be an exciting journey. You would learn so much about yourself, and you would come to just accept yourself so intimately through this homecoming process. um, I mean, it's phenomenal. The framework that we use for homecoming, I developed when I was working with hospice clients and their loved ones. And this is what I noticed when we used this framework: there was decreased suffering, there was decreased drama, family drama, and a lot of times people were able to reconcile with their loved ones, um, within themselves as well, and with their loved ones, uh, before before the person transitioned. So it's this framework has really, really blessed me and blessed my heart. I have used this framework on myself with phenomenal results, and of course with my coaching clients, and with everybody, as in people who come to me for coaching or other things. So I am so excited that you have watched this whole webinar. Please stay in touch. Write to me. I would love to hear more about what's happening in your life, how this webinar has helped you. If you have questions, please ask me questions. I would love to respond. Again, I'm Shakina Lakhani, and I am a Sovereign Power mentor and soul strategist. And it's a blessing, it's a joy to be sharing with you what I have just shared with you. It's my life's work, and I'm so excited that you have watched the whole video. Thank you so much again, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.